Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. We will talk about cephalometric visual treatment objective VTO and how to use AudaxCeph for the purpose of planning, predicting and simulating the treatment. We will also show the direction AudaxCeph is heading with its cephalometric tools, what is being developed, and we expect you to have comments on that. The image you see here is from Wikipedia and was taken at naval ship during oral surgery in progress during the storm. Okay, that was a joke. Okay, let's go on. I always have a few housekeeping notes before we get started. We've taken a screenshot of an example of your site interface. You should see something that looks like this on your own computer desktop. And without those balloons, of course. Please pay attention to balloons. You can change font size through settings button and maximize window and speaker volume directly on your interface. We may change the layout a little during the webinar. We would love to hear from you. Please use the opportunity to submit the questions to us by typing them into the chat pane on your bottom left. You may send in your questions at any time during the presentation. We will collect these and address them during the presentation and during the Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. The webinar is being recorded. It will be available a few hours after the end of our session. I'll place it to my cloud and send you a link so that you'll be able to download the recording. Who is on the stage today? Well, this is our company team. Most of us, as you can see, look like Lisa Simpson, and indeed we have smart people in Audax because this is the only way in which we can deliver really outstanding products to our customers. And here are two guys who are today with you from that Simpson family image. My name is Peter and I'll be your host today, and Marco is sitting next to me and he will communicate to you through the webinar via chat pane, and I will join the chat pane at the end of my presentation, and Marco will talk to you through the microphone. So please communicate with us and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And of course, it's you. So we are both on the stage, so you and us, and again ask questions. Okay. For those of you just joining us, welcome. I would like to reintroduce webinar agenda before going on. First, we will cover the process from an analysis to VTO, so how everything is done. We will explain how to work inside VTO environment, what tools are available, and will help you when you will create plan, prediction and simulation. Then we'll show a real case example of surgery, starting with initial image, surgery plan, software prediction and real outcome. We'll also show a version which is still in development and will feature also visual treatment go requests, so skull growth to maturity done according to rickets. We'll conclude the webinar with Q&A session. We are aware that you may have specific requests which may not be covered during the presentation. Again, I encourage you to talk to ask us through the chat pane or later send us an email. There are two editions available. One is super easy and the other is advantage. With AudaxCeph super easy, only analysis can be created, while advantage package has also other modules such as superimpositions, VTO, photo layouts, document management, analysis type creation. We will only talk about analysis and VTO today. but I will not also skip automatic tracing of hard tissue points, soft tissue points, and soft tissue profile. And I will very quickly, it will take me a few seconds, and I will do a tracing. I will use that tool so that I don't place points and lose time. Okay, there are different abbreviations for the process of computerized planning and predictions. One is ATO. I picked those: ATO, VTO, VTG. ATO stands for Adult Treatment Objective. VTO includes up to 2 years of skull growth, and VTG means Visual Treatment Goal, and also prediction of skull growth to maturity, so over several years. Then there is also STO and I don't know, lots of others. We'll not talk about that, but abbreviations are not very important. It's the more important thing is that your computer can do the right prediction. ATO is a subset of VTO, and VTO is subset of VTG, and Audax now develops VTG, and I'm going to show you how it works if you use Ricketts analysis, but we are developing also a way which enables user to start with any analysis type. Before we release the software, we need to do this, and it will be available in, let's say, 2 months, and I will show it today to you. Now it's time to show how this works, and I want to keep this presentation from being dry as a bone, so I will show you the software. Okay, I have software here. I'm going to select Tonya. There is already an lateral X-ray on that, and I have a lateral photo here. So I'm going to create a new analysis at this point, and I'm going to use automatic tracing so that the points are placed automatically. Within seconds, we'll click the report. I can do some movements if I think that something's not okay, but in general, this is the situation, and I've traced that in 5 seconds. I can show you the report. So we have a report here with all the measurements, and I can save that analysis to show you the documents which are attached to the analysis, which can be printed, sent to clipboard, and pasted to other documents. So I have a report here. I have floating norms, report, network, measurement table, and other documents. Let's go back to analysis just to show you how layers work, and we are going to use that later in VTO as well. Now I have here analysis, so this is the layers section where we define the visibility of elements. So if I switch off the report, then only the points which are needed for creating analysis, so for tracing, are shown. If I add this, then the report layer is shown. I can switch off points, I can switch on floating norms, and you can see the floating norms here. I have a possibility to switch on the wiggle chart, then measurement table, and measurement boxes, and so on. I also have VTO goals here, which are my VTO goals, which I'm going to discuss later. What can be done with that, but this is something that I want to achieve, and when I study this, I can change that during the VTO itself, and I created a special measurement box which can be used for achieving VTO goals. So we will use those layers later in VTO. Now let's save that. and go to document section where I click the analysis and new VTO, and I'm put into VTO environment. We can make this bigger or smaller as we wish, and we have here an analysis which is a copy of the first cephalometric analysis that I've already made, and a treatment plan. So I have actually two analyses. If I switch off, for example, the yellow one, so the treatment plan, I only see the analysis which I traced automatically, and then the report of layer of analysis, I only see the radiograph. I can switch off also radiograph and there is nothing on the screen. So I'm going to switch on report and report here. So I have two reports on my canvas. What I can do right now is, if I select tissue, if I go over the tissue, it my mouse snaps to the tissue and it changes the color to cyan. And if I go to this place, only the anterior part of mandible is shown. If I go to a tooth, only for example, in this case, lower incisor is shown. If I select chin, only chin is shown. And I simply do the movement by selecting and dragging that tissue to appropriate position. And you can see that what I have here is information about the movement. With a double click, I open this information and I can change it manually, and I can change the size, I can change the font if it does not fit to my screen resolution. I can also do that with the anterior part of maxilla, and the situation that I have right now is there are two movements, surgical movements, and what I have is some soft tissue which was automatically created, so changes in soft tissue. And as a surgeon, I know exactly what is the rigidity of the tissue, so I need to do the changes. If I need to do the changes, I do the changes just by clicking the tissue and changing something. For example, position of stomion and so on. So I have tools to change that. So computer will calculate the tissue movement, and the fine-tuning can be made manually. What I can do now is to add a photograph. I have it here, and I will place the center of rotation on the tip of the nose, and tip of the nose I'll place it here in the network. And what I have is I grab the corner and I simply place it inside the soft tissue. Something like this. Okay, I can play with transparency and make a prediction. And now I have a new calculation of this. I'm just going to switch on this one. I have a new calculation, and this is the image which was before the treatment, and this is the after the treatment image. So I can switch between them. I can add before treatment tracing and the plan on my canvas. Of course, I can save that and have a report in the document section. And what else I wanted to show right now is other movements. I can, of course, also rotate. So I do the rotation. One possibility would be to do that interactively or through the delta box. I can always do a reset to 0. If I'm not satisfied, I can select tissue and do a rotation just by doing something like this. Or if I want to select another point, I click Ctrl and I will have that center of rotation on other place. So I'm very free on what to do. Another thing that I want to mention is that I can lock mandible and maxilla and move them together. So you can see I can do such movement. It's crazy, but it can be done. This can be done. So, okay, let's clear that. We'll not save it again. We'll go to document section, and I have here a VTO and prediction image. But I don't want to go on with this. I'm going to use a goal, and I'm going to show you how to do VTO prediction with the goal. Just make a note here. So here is first plan, and out of that analysis we can create a new VTO. And I have a VTO goals here. I can change the size if I want, so it's bigger, and I want to probably add some different goals. So what I have is upper incisor to APG and so on up to interincisal angle, and I want to add some other measurements. So I double click on that. I will add distance between a lower incisor tip to APG, and you can see those measurements in Wiggle chart. So from here to here is one standard deviation, and there are two measurements, +1 to SN and interincisal angle, which are bigger than one standard deviation. I will show those boxes of all movements. Select this one and put it on VTO goals, and this one put on VTO goals, so that they are shown. I just want to do an orthodontic movement. I'm going to double click and place this one backwards, and you can see when I place that backwards, those measurements change. And I want to do something with this one. Also, I need to send it back, and you can see what are the changes right now. What I need to do is something with this angle, and I will, oops, that's the wrong direction. I'm going to do this rotation and +1 to, okay, this is better, and this is also outside. So I need to make it smaller, so from 107 to 102. But this is nonsense now, so let's move it forward to this position and change this one to +1 to SN rotation. Okay, we'll rotate a little, something like this. Okay, so I have now all the measurements inside this standard, one standard deviation. It's not what I want. I just wanted to show you the mechanism. I'm not an orthodontist. I don't know whether this position is okay. Probably this teeth should go a little down. And this can be achieved, so probably something like this, and go in front, something like that. Okay, we can add an image, save that image, and we have a plan here which can be stored also to a special report. So let's place it here, and create a special report. So my report. Okay, and when I save that, this should be a report also in the document section. So if I go here, you see my report here. I have such a report which can be also sent to a document system or wherever you want. Okay, this is regarding the software. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to use another desktop, and I'm going to show you a real case example. The images were sent to us by Dr. Klimova. She's an oral surgeon, and I would like to thank her for her effort and contribution. There is an initial photo of a male patient on the left side. He was surgically treated. And on the right side, there is a plan done in AudaxCeph software. There are no rotational movements, just transversal in sagittal plane. So maxilla is advanced for about 5 millimeters, and there is osteotomy of mandible, which was done, and anterior segment was retruded for about 5 millimeters, and genioplasty was done as well. No augmentation, just sliding the chin for about 5 millimeters. So this is the plan. What is the result? 3 pictures on the slide show. The left one is pre-surgical photo. That's the one that we saw on the previous slide. Then there is a prediction done by AudaxCeph according to the treatment plan in the middle, and on the right there is a final result after healing, and it's a perfect time. I think a pretty happy patient, and congratulations for the surgery well done. We can also show a simulation of treatment to the patient in advance. Such an animation can be done in AudaxCeph between any same type images. For example, if you want to simulate upper jaw treatment, we select 2 or 3 images of upper jaws. For example, pre-treatment, during the treatment, and after the treatment. And software does the animation of the treatment for you. In our case, a setup was made from 2 images. So we have an initial image here and a prediction image here. Some timing was set. It is here, and this calculation takes a while, and I want to save some time, so I did this movie in advance. I will show you that now. So we have a slide bar. We can slide it left and right, and you can see the changes which were done with that operation. Showing the simulation from images can be tricky or misleading when patient growth is predicted as well, because movements of bone structures are really big. I will later show how big they may be. And kids change a lot during their growth. So do not take a photo of an 8-year child and expect the software to create a 15-year-old kid out of it. It cannot be done. But different authors see different benefits in growth prediction followed by the treatment plan. Ricketts, for example, found 57 benefits, and there is no animation of soft tissue on that list. Of course, treatment prediction is very useful with adult treatment objective, so no growth and orthodontic surgery. I will start in development version of AudaxCeph, and I will show what we develop right now. If you buy the software now, then these new features will be included in your maintenance release free. If you think that we should improve some processes and make them even better, please let us know. User experience is very important to us and comments are very much appreciated. I'm going to choose tracing, so an analysis which was already traced, and you can see here a new thing which is fit profile dialog, and clicking on fit profile dialog improves the soft tissue fitting. So we have some options here, and I can say okay, fit between points, and that's it. If I double click, for example, here and do something like that, and click here and say fit between points, it fits those points exactly where they should be. In most occasions this will not be needed, because software will automatically find the right silhouette, and no manual tracing, nothing will be needed. So this will be in 95% of radiographs done with those state-of-the-art X-ray machines that are today available. The next thing that is shown here is different. Here is ribbon. So we have not only one ribbon here, we have three, and on that analysis all the unnecessary things were cleaned and put to advanced and to design. So it's easier to navigate the software. Also layers are a bit different, and visibility state of the layer is represented with I. It's either blue, so it's switched on, or now it's switched off. So on and off. Now the next thing that is here is that there are four additional icons for different transformations. One is COCR conversion, the other is growth calculation, and the third is VTO. This one you already know. And we can go on just by clicking from analysis to growth, just by clicking on growth, and just enter here the skeletal age, for example, I don't know, 10 years, and forecast age is 15, and let's do the calculation. Because this is a female patient, it only calculates 4.8 years, because rickets finishes its growth at 14.8 years for girls. Now we have here another analysis. So we have the analysis that we traced, and we have here a growth analysis. And what we can show here is some superimpositions done between these two, and this is NBA at CC point, aligned at CC point, NBA aligned at N point, NL aligned at A and S, XIPM aligned at PM point. We can also print a report. It's a PDF report, something like this, of all four superimpositions on one paper, and if printed correctly, what I mean correctly is actual size. So if we choose here actual size, then 40 millimeters on the screen will be 40 millimeters on the paper. So it will be in natural size, 1:1 scale. Close that and switch on all layers again. Now to go on to VTO, I just click here VTO, and I'm put to VTO environment. What we'll do is we'll improve the speed a little, but it will actually look like this. What we see here is initial analysis, and we have in green new VTO analysis, which we can move, and in yellow there is a growth, and we can switch between view states, just by clicking to VTO view. So now analysis is shown, now growth is shown. You may notice that there are no icons. We'll add those icons. They are already made and we'll put them inside. And what I can switch on here is a VTO, and I can switch off the initial analysis and so on. So I can play with all those things, and we can also add a photograph to the VTO. Although forecasting or predicting how a patient will look after 5 years with children, it's very unlikely that the kid of 10 will look similar to the kid of 15 years. Of course, we can go back. Here we can go to the analysis, we can use layers to show that analysis and so on. So we can go back and forth inside this process, do changes, and it will be much more fluently. It will be possible to go much more fluently from one application to another. Now I'm finishing the software presentation. I hope that you have a lot of questions for Marco here, and I will give him a word. So Marco, the floor is yours. Please start with your part of the webinar. Thanks for now. I will join on the chat pane. So just place questions.